Welcome to the Community Difference Frisco. Powered by the Difference Media LLC. Hosted by Brian Poduska. And sponsored by Real Property Management Focus. Certainty Home Lending. Donovan Creative Agency. Bethany Rowan with Rowan Homes. The Frisco Fighters Arena Football Team. Total Care. PBJ Mortgage. And by Team Watson Redeemers.
The Community Difference Frisco was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals.
So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts and insights about being a professional along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference Frisco starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. You are watching the Community Difference Frisco show. Thanks for tuning in today. I was just jamming back here as I was listening to the intro, getting fired up for the show. We've got a good one for you today. If you've watched the show before, you know what it is, but let me just kind of give an overview of what the show is if you haven't seen us before. We are a community-based podcast. What that means is we put business owners, entrepreneurs, community leaders, Frisco ISD leaders, nonprofit leadership, which we have two of today, and sports leadership, since we are Sports City USA. We put the spotlight on those types of folks on the show. They are on as guests, and we learn about their organizations and their businesses and all the things about them as well. So we also do have a rotating business topic of the month. If you've seen the shows here in May, you know the business topic of the month is digital media mindset, turning social media into service media. So simple strategies for expanding your social media presence and really turning that into a service media perspective. So we've had some great perspectives shared throughout the month of May. I'm really interested to get into that in today's show, especially with our guests. I guess we'll call it the show of Tracy's today. We have two Tracy's on who are representing nonprofits. So Lennon, without any further ado, let's go ahead and bring in everyone onto the screen and say hello. What's up, all? We got a full screen today. I like it.
Yeah, we
do. So a few things here before we get jumping. We may have we've definitely set a new Frisco Community Difference show record with the distance from which Jax is joining us. She is joining us all the way from Hawaii. So thank you, Jax. You get the dedication award for our co-host. There we go. You get the dedication award logging in at 9 a.m. or whatever, 9:30 a.m. From Hawaii after a jet lag day of travel yesterday. So thank you for joining us today from Hawaii. We're all jealous, and we will secretly hate you behind your back because you're in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's okay. I get it.
Obviously, we're kidding, but no. Thanks for joining us from Hawaii, and we'll feel real sorry for you when you have to, leave the show and then go out to the beach and the pool and all the fun stuff, all the beautiful scenery out there. We also have Bethany Rowan. Pronounce that right, so we'll make sure that we get that right. She is our newest co-host on the Frisco show, so we wanted to get her on the show today, just more as a guest and to share a little bit about her background before she jumps into co-hosting next month. So, Bethany, good to see you as always. Thanks for joining the show officially today, and we're looking forward to hearing your story a little bit later.
Thank you.
And then, of course, we've got Ethan Donovan. Thank you, young man, for joining us again as co-host. Good to see you.
Absolutely.
And then what I'd like to do is I'm going to kick it over to the Tracys to introduce themselves. I'm going to just go, and I always say ladies first, and now I can't even say Tracy's first because we have two Tracys.
Alphabetized.
So, right. So we'll go alphabetical order, and we'll start with Tracy Churchman. Tracy Churchman, Maybe I'll just call you Church for short. Yeah, I know your sons go by that.
Yeah.
So tell us about yourself. Tell us about your organization real quick, and we'll dive much deeper a little bit later. But we want to hear about what you do and what you support.
Sure, yeah. Tracy Churchman with Best Buddies North Texas, and I'm the development director for North Texas. Best Buddies was created in 1989, and I know everybody knows 1989 because of Taylor Swift. So we've been around since then, and trying to end isolation for people with disabilities.
That's awesome, and you're our local celebrity too, because you've been on the news supporting the organization. We'll get into that a little bit later.
All right. I don't know about that.
Awesome.
On it one tit.
All right, let's let Tracy. I don't want to put numbers on it because we'll let the Tracy later in the alphabet introduce herself. Tracy Ferguson, take it away.
Yeah, I'm Tracy Ferguson, Development Director with Frisco Family Services. In Frisco, we serve residents of Frisco and Frisco ISD that are facing a crisis. We really focus and live in the prevention world. So our goal is to prevent hunger and homelessness and other urgent needs for those that are facing a crisis.
Yep. Awesome. Love the two efforts, and also love the fact that Tracy Churchman, I know you guys are involved in Frisco ISD too. So to have that component added into the efforts that you guys are doing for your causes is fantastic. So we can dive into that a little bit more because, like I said up front, Frisco ISD is one of the things we want to make sure that we put a spotlight on throughout the course of this show. So, all right, so co-hosts. Well, actually, sorry, let's go to Bethany since she is officially a guest. I was going to say, all right, co-host, it's your turn, but you're wearing the guest hat today. So, Bethany, who are you? What do you do? And I look forward to hearing your deeper story a little bit later because it is very compelling,
great.
But it's yours.
Thank you so much for having me today. I'm excited. I'm excited to be a co-host of the show starting next week and to be a part of two amazing Tracys that are serving Frisco ISD, as that was my original career when I moved to Frisco 20 years ago. I served as a school administrator in Frisco at Bowles and Pink Elementary for 12 years. And so my heart has always been in serving people and educating people. And so it was a natural transition for me to move into something like real estate, where I'm still educating people about the process of home buying, but I'm also helping them make great selections for schools for their kids. And Best Buddies was an amazing program for my school when I was there, and I'm so appreciative of it. And we also were thankful for Frisco Family Services that could help our families in need.
Yeah.
And little did I know, like I knew you were principal and served in Frisco ISD for many years. So I knew that aspect. What I didn't put two and two together on is how ingrained these guys are with Frisco ISD. So that's just an added bonus that you got to see it firsthand. That's so awesome.
100%.
All right. Well, I'm going to kick it over to the co-host. I want you guys to introduce them in the audience. If they're a regular, already know you, but for those who don't, Jax, I'll let you start all the way from Hawaii. You look fantastic, by the way, given the fact that you've only had like 2 hours of sleep. You always look fantastic, but you're doing great for the amount of sleep you've had.
I appreciate that. So I am Jax Crider. I own and run PBJ Mortgage, where we are making mortgage simple as making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I, like Bethany, I never was in the education space in like the formal sense, but everyone thought I was going to be a teacher because I am all about education as well. Actually, the core values of PBJ are educate, empathize, empower. That is literally what we stand for. And our goal to do, because it is a really big, important purchase, and you definitely don't want to mess it up, and you need to pick the best professional. So we do our best to do exactly that.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you, Jax. Ethan, I'm going to kick it over to you. Last but not least, go ahead and tell everybody who you are, what you do.
Absolutely. My name's Ethan Donovan. I'm with Donovan Creative Agency, where we do social media marketing, graphic design, video editing, and videography. Love teaching marketing, everything social media. It's more my, generation up and coming in digital media, which is what I love the most. But it's really unique that Best Buddies and it was really like in Frisco ISD while Bethany was there as well. I think that was really kind of neat and full circle.
Very cool.
That's very, very awesome. But yep. That's Donovan Creative Agency for you.
I was going to say, are you trying to tell us that the rest of us old people don't know how to do social media? I mean, it's okay.
I'm helping her right now.
Ethan doesn't realize he rubs it in every time he says like my generation. We're all.
He's like, yeah, y'all old people on this show. Okay, I kind of bring down the age. There.
Gotta fix
we may have a few more rings on our trees there, buddy, but we know a few things. All right.
Absolutely.
We'll have to drop the gloves after this show and get in a little hockey scrap here. All right. Well, hey, thanks everybody for introducing yourselves, telling the audience who you are, what you do. What we're going to do right now is take a short commercial break, give a little bit of love to our sponsors, and on the backside, we're going to talk about what's going on in Frisco. So with that, Lennon, take it away.
The Community Difference Frisco is made possible by Brian Poduska, owner of Real Property Management Focus, Paul Fisher, loan officer with Certainty Home Lending, Debbie Watson with Team Watson Redeemers, Ethan Donovan with Donovan Creative Agency, Jacqueline Crider with PBJ Mortgage, Chance Post with Total Care ER and Total Care Networking, Matt England, Director of Corporate Partnerships, and Andre Coles, head coach of the Frisco Fighters Arena football team. And by Bethany Rowan, Realtor with Rowan Homes. The Community Difference Frisco. Together, we can make the difference. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready?
Because it's time for
What's Up Frisco?
All right, this is the What's Up Frisco segment. So if you're not entirely tuned in to what's going on in Frisco, or if you want to go ahead and Google it, right, you can say what's going on in Frisco, hit enter. This is a segment where we put the things that are going on in Frisco that may not be available on Google out there. So with that, I'm going to kick it over to Jax. If you wouldn't mind going over, or actually, I think you were looking into whether or not this event was coming up. Jax, do you have anything? I don't remember.
No, the Frisco women do a bunch of networking things, and I know that they've got one coming up, but I tried to find the date and I wasn't able to. But for those, what I will say is for those women who want to get plugged in, and you don't have to necessarily be a business owner, you could just be a stay-at-home mom, you just want to be involved in the community. Frisco Women is an amazing organization. We had the founder, Joanna, on at one point. I know, Brian, you remember that. And there's tons of things. So please go on Facebook and join that group, because if you're looking for events, they have all kinds of social events, networking events, etc. So not a specific date necessarily, but there is tons of stuff always going on.
Yeah, no, that's a great call out, because that organization, I can't remember the numbers, but they're astronomical as far as where they started and where they're at now. So,
well, and they're in the process right now of creating like a business group, meaning like if you either started a business or you're thinking about starting a business, like we kind of, quite a few of us collaboratively are coming up with some like business related topics that we're going to help women kind of empower them to be able to succeed in business.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that organization, and I love what she's done with it. So appreciate that. Thanks for reminding the folks to funnel into there.
Yes.
Ethan, I'm going to kick it over to you, buddy. What you got?
Absolutely. So with Memorial Day coming up, there's a lot of things locally happening, which is amazing. Also, go Stars and Mavericks. I know that's not very local, but I just had to give a shout out to my Stars because we're doing really, really well.
Pretty hot. Local.
Yeah. I'll allow it.
We're pretty hot right now. Rangers, now Mavericks and Stars. We're pretty hot. But
it's Frisco adjacent. It's Frisco adjacent. So
there we go. I like that.
They practice in Frisco, so they're basically
it's fair. It's fair game. Yep. But coming up this Sunday is the Frisco Pop-Up Vendor Market. That's at the Frisco Rail Yard from 1 to 5 p.m. this Sunday, with just live music, vendors, food trucks, and lawn games, and so much more. So I know with Memorial Day coming up, we have a lot of family time, and school's is finally done now. So lots of fun things going on over at the Frisco Rail Yard coming up this Sunday. And it's free. It's free, completely free. So just a good time to walk around and have a good time with the fam.
You cannot beat free. All right. I am going to kick it over to the ladies. would you, our guest ladies, would you guys like to call anything out? I don't know if you have anything off the top of your head, but if you would love to, this is the time.
I'm happy to. With Ethan mentioning the Stars, well, when I sold my house last year, the assistant coach for the Stars bought my house. So now I've been completely lured into the Stars.
Welcome aboard.
Somehow negotiated tickets to games and all kinds of things when I sold my house.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
You're a negotiation woman.
Yes, exactly.
That's the realtor I want.
Yeah.
So for real, right? Like, what else can we negotiate?
What else do we have going on here in the background? And then the only other thing I like to mention, just some things on a smaller scale, is Frisco has great evening events just to highlight downtown Frisco. 811, DD's, they have amazing live music, outdoor patios, fire pits, all kinds of really great ambiance and live music. If you're that kind of person and want to go have a glass of wine, enjoy some great food, those places definitely offer some great places to spend your time for the weekend.
Great call out. Couldn't agree more. And we've talked about the Knack Theater before on the show. Lennon and I happened to go to the honky tonk that was going on there last Monday, and great fun event. They've got something going on pretty much every week. They've got something going on this Saturday night. The TKB, the Kid Brothers. They've got a live show. Live music concert. So again, along those lines, live music is going on downtown Frisco. You know, I don't want to say we're the next Nashville, but we're we're moving that way. So giddy up, head on down to downtown. Tracy's, do you guys have anything that you guys want to?
I do. We have our monthly 18 plus participants. We call them citizens. We get together once a month to have dinner with our citizens and with their buddies. Me as a parent, I get to kind of hang back and meet other parents as well. And while the buddies get to chat and get to know each other and hang out, it's our Frisco Plano Dining with Buddies tonight at Legacy Hall at 6 p.m. if you want to come and see us in action and see what we're all about.
Awesome. Love it. Love it.
Brian, I have a couple things, but they're not necessarily this weekend. Am I allowed to talk about them?
That's okay. The earlier we get them out, the better, so people can plan.
Fabulous, fabulous. So a couple things.
I want people to be able to go.
Yeah, exactly. So a couple things. We have our golf tournament. I would be remiss not to plug it. It's on June 17th at Stonebriar Country Club. So there are still some sponsorships available. Also, we have a community partner opportunity for maybe smaller businesses at kind of a $500 level that want to be recognized, be a partner, come and join, but don't necessarily golf. So we have that option available too. So you can get that access through our website, all the information. The other thing that we have coming up, the first week of June, is Hunger Awareness Week. And I want to plug this because it's a week away. And it starts a week from Sunday and runs the week. We're going to be at Market Street having, really getting out in the community. We're going to have volunteers and staff out, handing out urgent needs list. You can purchase things that go straight to help us stock the market. I don't know if you know, and maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but the ISDs, Frisco ISDs run drives for us throughout the year, but they start in October and end in about March. So by the time we get to June, our market shelves are dwindling. And so it's a timely drive that we're running this next week. But the other cool thing is part of it is we're partnering with our restaurant partners. And I'm going to send this to you and I'm going to hold it up. But we have 4 restaurant partners that we're partnering with that week. And a percentage of the funds are going to come back to support Frisco Family Services. So awesome. I'll get the information out to you. But Mondays is Capriati's. We've got Hutchins Day on Wednesday, Dilla's on Thursday, and then Snooze on Tuesday. So with a lot of opportunities, if you go to our website, they'll have all the details. And again, just by eating, you're literally supporting our market and the ability for us to keep that stock through the summer.
That's awesome.
All right, love that. And one of our famous questions during that we'll sprinkle in during the rapid fire segment is, what's your favorite place to eat in Frisco? Since we have so many choices, so we can now narrow into some of those restaurants that are supporting you guys. So that's awesome. Yeah, perfect. Thank you for sharing that. That's great. Yeah. We also, I did want to call this out since we do have this forum out there. We have a Facebook forum. It's called the Community Difference Frisco Facebook forum, and we offer up anybody who has any sort of events that they want to plug. If they want to drop that into the weekly ask within that Facebook forum,
Yes.
we will read you out or call you out here on the air and give you some love. So there
I was
is
gonna
one.
say,
Yep.
I was
there
going to
is-
tell both Tracy's they should do that. You guys need to make sure you join that page. And if you guys have anything going up, because all of us will make sure we highlight it in the show for sure for you.
Great.
Yeah, that is absolutely a way to bring, a little bit of awareness to whatever, especially from a fundraising perspective, to bring awareness to it. And like Jack said, we love doing it. So yeah, bring it all day long. We do have a new product launch that I do want to call out straight from the Community Difference Frisco Facebook page. There is the Monasai Skincare. They have a plant-based cleanser, and I'm going to butcher I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's the Truval Facial Cleanser. They are offering a friends and family discount of 10%. You just need to use the code NEWPRODUCT10. That's NEWPRODUCT10. And the website is https monaesis skincare.com. I next time we're going to get this so we can put it up on the screen, because if I say it, you're going to read it and you'd be like, what the hell did he just say? So there you go. There's where you can join our Facebook group. And if I didn't mention this before, we are a live show. So what you see is what you get. If we were a curated podcast, that would have all been cut out. But no, you get to see me, butcher some of these names. So with that, I think that'll put a bow on our What's Up Frisco segment. Do you guys have anything else that you want to call out?
No.
Going once, going
One
twice.
last thing, Brian.
Okay, you got it.
Newest sponsor. Don't forget them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say
we
we're
go.
all really excited about this one. Me specifically.
I didn't know if we
love that.
wanted, and I think I missed that when you said it before we started the show, that we were going to use this segment to call that out. So thanks for the reminder, Lyndon. So I don't know if you have a drum roll, like that would be so cool if we had the sounder of a drum roll. But
I do not, but everybody can make that happen. There it is.
I was gonna say, drrrr.
So without further ado, we are now official. We've teased it out the last few shows, but we are officially on board partners with the Frisco Rough Riders. There it is, right there. So our newest partner, our newest sponsor, the Frisco Rough Riders. We met with them about a month or so. So we got on board with them really quickly. Really excited about this partnership. Everybody who lives in Frisco or around Frisco pretty much knows about the Rough Riders. The ballpark is just a wonderful venue. It's right by Stonebriar Mall. It's right by, the Stars headquarters. It's right behind there. Just an awesome venue, a great place to take your family. If you love baseball, just a cool place to chill and watch baseball. Always have some Rangers that are rolling through there, rehabbing and things like that. So it's just an awesome environment, and we couldn't be more excited about the partnership. We're going to have ticket offers, ticket giveaways, business partner availability with tickets and things like that. We do have access to a suite. So more information will be coming out in future shows. But, I'm over the moon with the sponsorship, excited about where, what we can do for them and what they can do for us. It's just a great symbiotic relationship. So thank you to the Frisco Rough Riders and the Frisco Fighters. That's our other sports sponsorship specific to Frisco. We also do have the Mesquite Rodeo. So we've got all these different assets that we can, help make connections with other businesses and other nonprofits and things like that. So
I'll piggyback on that, Brian. We just had our friendship walk at the Rough Riders Stadium on May the 4th, and nothing but great things to say about the venue, about working with them. It was phenomenal. I hope to be there for years to come. It was a great experience.
That's awesome. Yeah. And they do such a good job in the partnerships aspect. They put a great product out on the field, and they really get into the community and build those relationships. So when you and I were talking off air earlier this week, and you mentioned that, I wasn't surprised at all, because that organization really does get into the community, and I love that about them. So just a perfect fit for us too. So look forward to, like you said, Tracy, years to come with that event and with the partnership in general. So excited about that. Okay, with that, is there anything else? What's up, Frisco? All right, awesome. We will tie a bow on that and be done. And we will transition into this part of the show where we get to put the spotlight on our guests. So without further ado, ladies, this is where I want you to tell your story, right? I want you to tell the audience what inspired you and what was the road that you took to get to where you're at. So let's start with Tracy Ferguson this time. Why don't you just give us a little bit of an overview of who you are, Tracy, and what inspires you and what inspired you to get involved with Frisco Family Services?
Wow, that's a big question, Brian.
Yeah, I know. I will say we have limited time, but
okay. What inspires me in this arena? So, I came from. I was kind of an old bloomer. Not to jump off of Ethan's, pointing out that I'm not in his generation, but
we're gonna beat him up after the show.
We are. I'm down for that for sure. I was always involved in volunteering and giving back and being in the nonprofit space and running events with, from playgroup to elementary to high school, all the things you do with your kids as you go through everything, and working part-time and kind of managing all of it. And for me, I love the nonprofit. I started out in my career in finance, and, working for somebody else and being able to help people is one thing, but being able to do something that makes an impact is just a game changer. I've had executive level positions with a couple different jobs in the last few years. And in both of those interviews and onboarding, I've been asked the question, well, can you make the sale? Can you close the deal? can you're in development. Can you and for me, the answer resonates so true to my heart that being in development and working in the nonprofit is, yes, the environment is sales, but for me, it's never asking or closing a deal. It's giving people the opportunity to engage in making a difference in somebody's life. And that opportunity, I know it personally as a giver, it's second to none. And so I'm incredibly passionate about the nonprofit space and what we do, and being both a donor and involved in it from a staffing point, that you're changing people's lives, and to have that, as an opportunity, and to be the person that brings that opportunity in front of you is second to none. So I'm definitely passionate.
Well, I love that. And that's what we're all about here, is trying to get, your story out there and eyeballs and eventually dollar signs that come to you. So you don't have to be that closer, right? And always be closing. So no, thank you for that. I love that mindset. And I love that, that is definitely something to get behind and get passionate about. So thank you for sharing that, Tracy.
Absolutely.
Tracy Churchman, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got involved in Best Buddies, and a little bit about yourself and the path that took you to where you're at today?
Sure. I have a son. Well, I have 3 sons, which Brian, our kids have grown up together, but my oldest is 21 now. He has Down syndrome. And we were introduced to Best Buddies before we moved to Texas, when he was in elementary school. And since then, it's just the sky's the limit. The positive impact that the program has had on him personally, I can't even quantify. It's just incredible, which in turn impacts me positively, impacts his brothers. It's just amazing. So he's been involved from elementary school, which is where we start our programs, in elementary school, through middle school, through high school. And he still gets to hang out with his neurotypical buddies from the 4th grade. They talk regularly. They, FaceTime. They're on Instagram, the whole 9 yards, because at the end of the day, it's about everybody needs a friend. And I can't imagine not having a friend. It would just be devastating. So I'm so grateful for this program. And that's kind of how I got started. or it picked me rather than anything else, to be honest. So now that he has, graduated from Frisco ISD, he's in their transition program, which takes us into Best Buddies Jobs. And he's been a part of their jobs program for a few years now. And my favorite part about the jobs program is where they pair a jobs coach with him and with the employer. So the jobs coach is there to coach Tyson as well as the employer on best how to work together for the whole life cycle of the job, which I think is really, really needed. He's also part of the ambassador program, which is our leadership program. He's like the poster child. Okay. I can't help it. He just does it all. He is learning self-advocacy skills, public speaking skills. He actually uses an app on his phone to communicate most of the time. And so he's, pretty shy. Not many people have the opportunity to use their phone to do that. And the ambassador program has helped him find his voice. So that's kind of how it picked me. It found me, and I'm just grateful to get to be a part of it and share just what Best Buddies does with other families like mine, because I've had to hunt and dig and look for all these, sources and different organizations and programs, and Best Buddies has it all. It's really been impactful. So
Awesome.
Well, what better, what better person to represent the organization than somebody who has felt the need, right? And even better, has seen the benefit of what there is to offer. So, it found you, but you found it, and things happen for a reason, as they say.
Yes.
Love that. Okay, so we do need to take another quick commercial break. What I do want to do is give Bethany some time on the back end of that to just go into her story a little bit. Again, just a little bit of background on Bethany, because she does have a fantastic story to share. So we'll get to that on the backside of the commercial break, and then we'll dive into the business topic of the month. So with that, Lennon, go ahead and take us to commercial. We'll be right back.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Frisco Fighters prepare to reach new heights at Comerica Center this spring. From competitive matchups to exciting theme nights, you won't want to miss a second of the action. Join us and experience high-scoring, hard-hitting indoor football that's fun for the whole family to enjoy. Visit FriscoFighters.com for game highlights, tickets, or to reserve your spot at the Tarmac Tailgate Party. Frisco Fighters, fly with us.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Looking to buy a home? The process can be daunting, but it doesn't have to be. With the help of a qualified loan officer like Paul Fisher, you can get the financing you need and get into your dream home. Paul Fisher, a direct local lender with Certainty Home Lending, has many years of experience helping people buy homes. He's knowledgeable, experienced, and he'll work with you to find the best loan for your needs. Contact Paul Fisher today to get started on your home buying journey. He'll help you every step of the way, so you can relax and focus on finding your dream home. Visit www.loansbyfisher.com or call 817-308-7361 to schedule a consultation with Paul. MLS number 2018111.
Now back to the show.
All right, welcome back. Thanks again for joining us for the Community Difference Frisco show. We are going to dive into all things Bethany right now. So, Miss Rowan, tell us about yourself. Tell us about you mentioned your, the road of education led to the road of helping people through real estate. So tell us more about, yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Brian. I'd love to. But I want to touch on something that Tracy said, talking about Best Buddies. Tracy, you were talking about the impact that, those kids have made on your son's life and on your life, and just serving in that capacity for so many years. Those children make just as much of an impact on us
Yes,
and
ma'am.
us about authenticity, about acceptance, about kindness, about love. That really, it goes both ways in that relationship, and it's a beautiful relationship to see. So
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're the hiring managers of tomorrow, so they're gonna see hiring someone with a disability as totally fine.
Yeah, exactly. Just acceptance all around. So anyway, I just wanted to add that. So thank you again for having me here today. I want to step aside a little bit from the professional side of me and talk a little bit about who I am as a person. First and foremost, I am a believer in God. I love the Lord. I'm a wife of 30 years and a mom of 2 children. Raised them both in Frisco and Frisco ISD. They were at my schools. I was first at Bowles Elementary, and then I moved over to Pink, and my son Tucker was with me there, and at Griffin and at Wakeland, and then my daughter as well. So I had, I always say I'm was really blessed to be able to have my kids with me at all times. They probably don't think that, because sometimes I get calls from Wakeland before they ever even got out of school. Well, I'd say one of them before they ever even got out of school. So that wasn't always great, but it was a great symbiotic relationship to help raise my kids to who they were. And so I guess I would say, like, I've always been placed, the Lord has just placed upon my heart to be a servant leader. And that started from being very young and teaching. I only taught for 4 years, and then I went into leadership and became an assistant principal, and then became a principal. And then really started deciding what I wanted to do with the rest of my life when I grew up and my kids were getting older and I had the opportunity to maybe do something different. And so after researching, what was going to be the best fit for me and how could I use my leadership, my education skills to really still impact and help people, that's how I ended up in the real estate world. And so it was a beautiful symbiotic relationship, joining from one thing to another, that really, really helped me have a successful career. I've been in it for 10 years now, and it's been beautiful until this last couple of years, which has been very interesting and been training me a lot.
Amen.
Right, Jax? On how to pivot and how to still educate people, because now I'm educating people even more about the relationship between the percentage that you see on a paper and then what it's going to cost you to buy a house if you wait in another year. So that's definitely something that I'm still educating people about. 2.5 years ago now, I lost my son Tucker to a tragic accident in Colorado. And so God has now put me in a position that I really honestly never wanted to be in. But it's really helping other people deal with the loss of a child. When you enter that, they call it a fraternity. They call it a fraternity that you never want to be in, which 100% I agree. But once you start learning to go through lots of therapy and what that's like, and accepting where they are and that it's such a great place, the job becomes different. The role is to help and support other people as they embark on a journey that will forever change their life. And that is where my husband and I both are. My husband's also an educator, so we are an education family. He's actually teaching Frisco ISD teachers today. So he's working with 125 educators today in Frisco. And so, again, our heart is in Frisco, and we've loved it and have really enjoyed everything we've been able to be a part of in the community.
Well, thank you, Bethany. And I didn't know if you're going to bring up your son's, accident.
He's my child, so he's my boy.
Yeah. Well, and when we met, whatever it was, a couple of years ago, and I heard that, it broke my heart. But to hear, and that's what inspired you originally to say, hey, how can we utilize a podcast to further that part of your life, right? Yeah. And I said, know exactly, but let's find out. Because I think that is, we talk about the personal side of things on this podcast. It's not all business. It's not all those 5 pillars that I talked about. So I'm glad that you're finally here and able to share that story and able to help people however you can through the podcast. Because
thank you. And I will continue to share it. He was an old soul. He should have been born in the 70s. If you look up at Tucker Rowan on Instagram at all, and you go back and read anything that he did or wrote or talked about, he was an amazing, beautiful soul, and he loved Colorado and he loved everything about it. And I will continue to really preach about that.
Oh, I love that. So thank you for sharing, Bethany.
Thank you.
Okay. So I mentioned we were going to talk about business topic of the month, right? So now is the time. We're going to dive into the business topic of the month. You can see it scrolling at the bottom of the screen, but it's essentially utilizing and leveraging social media for service media. And everybody's definition of service media may be a little bit different. I have my own opinion of what that is. I'm going to throw the Rough Riders partnership that we have going on and what they do in the community and what they've done for Best Buddies and all the other support that they give to local businesses. They do have a social presence and an online presence, and I consider that service media, right? So I don't know all the tools that they utilize, and we're hopefully going to, plug into them and what they do, and they can plug into what we do from a social media standpoint. So I think together we can all lift each other up and help their service media. We're kind of all about service media here at The Difference. So what I'd like to do is the first question I'd like to throw out to the group is just get an understanding of what your definition, and there is no right or wrong answer, but what is your definition of service media? And let's just start in the lower right-hand corner of my screen. Tracy Ferguson, what are your thoughts on that? Tracy Ferguson, can you hear me?
I think you're back. Can you hear me?
We need our sounder, Lyndon. We need our
Yeah, I was waiting for the sound.
Yeah. Everybody, so I wasn't sure if it was me or you guys. So I'm not sure I heard the question, though. I'm so sorry.
So the question is, I think everybody has, what their own definition of service media may be in their own head. I just want to get a feel from the group. And I happen to start with you as we were having technical difficulties.
Perfect.
But what would your definition of service media be?
I think for me, just at the onset is the idea of being able to provide digitally, obviously, for the community, a way that they can get involved, the way that they can connect, whether it be in time, talent, or treasure, a digital way to have a far-reaching hand that can reach either your service area or service opportunities.
I like that. Very good. Very good. Ethan, what about you?
To me, service media means collaboration, because to have a service, you have to give the service. So one person's giving the service, the other is receiving the service. So to me, service media is simply put a collaboration of 2 or more people and some type of service and providing value to each other.
Okay. All right. There's your millennial, or no, you're not a millennial. Yeah.
Gen Z.
What generation? You're Gen Z. There's your Gen Z view.
I love that you didn't even know what Jenny is.
Exactly. I think that was better than most Gen Z answers anyway. So
yeah, agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get a thumbs up for that one.
Yeah, that was a great answer.
Is backing off now, so I don't think we have to drop the gloves anymore.
That's better for me, anyways.
Right. Tracy Churchman, how would you define service media?
See, I guess I'm more of a literal person. I was thinking more, and maybe this is wrong. I don't know.
Well, there's no wrong answers.
I was thinking more, with social media, it allows you a platform like no other that you're able to reach.
Absolutely.
Thousands of people, and be that whether to provide a service or to give people the opportunity to give service, if you will. So to me, I think it just provides huge opportunities to so many different avenues for people, for businesses, for nonprofits, for whomever. I always think through the lens of people with disabilities. And so they have access to so much more than they even did 10 years ago, so to me, that's what it means.
Well, and I mean, I'm not going to rank answers, but I think you hit the nail on the head right there in the fact that it's and like I said, there is no right or wrong answer. In my mind, that's how I view service media and also the incorporation of the social media aspect. It's that leverage factor, right? 100%. I mean, and we're all representing whatever business or effort that we're trying to do. We're a single voice, right? We're a single voice that if we're going to go out in person and just, sell, we're only as good as the audience that we're directly speaking to at that moment, right? So I can go and speak in front of 100 people about real estate investing, and those 100 people may be intrigued. They may be like, this guy's full of S. Like there's all kinds of different angles you can get. But if I do that on a social media platform that I may have 1,500 followers, 5,000 followers, whatever the case may be, but there's five other people on the screen right now, and we all share the same message because we're like-minded and we share it. Like, talk about leverage. That's it right there, right? So I think that's a great answer, Tracy, and I think that's a part of it, right? So I think there's also some other layers to it. And does anybody else have any other twists on? Okay, Jax, go for it.
I was going to say, I think it's a little bit of a combination of like using storytelling, like educational storytelling, and sort of that omnipresence, like, the fact that you can be on all the different platforms, because that, and then also by collaborating together, like as a group, allows us to have the farthest reach and be able to help people in ways that you're not even realizing. Like there's people who watch my videos that I don't even realize watch my videos, you know what I mean? And so like I'm creating impact in a way that, because my goal is not necessarily to do every mortgage in all of Texas or all of the United States. Like I couldn't possibly do that. I want to educate people in a way that resonates with them, that allows them to get to where they want to be in life, whether they use me or any other mortgage professional out there, right? And allowing me to have platforms where I can send out people like the Tracys, right? And like show them in a way that's free to them, that they're not having to waste resources, right? Monetary resources, and they can put that money, fuel it back into what they're doing, which is serving our community and doing good.
Yeah, love that. Love that perspective.
I would like to say too, with social media, it's about your audience getting to know you as a person.
Yes.
Obviously, you're gonna want to work with people that you know, like, and trust. And the more how many of us have been on social media scrolling incessantly, but you see that same person popping up and you're like, oh, that person is like-minded like me. Oh, and that's really the message I think we all want to portray as well, is like, I am a giver. I want to help. I want to give back. Yep. I am this person. I'm not this, commission breath person that's looking for just the next home to sell.
Absolutely.
And that's like the hardest part of social media to me, is just being able to go off the personal esque life of yourself and not be business, especially on a business page. Like that's what they expect from a business page, is to be salesy, not personal, not really care whether or not, you get the sale or not, but more or less be more personal and upfront about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and especially in spaces like where, Brian, Bethany, and myself, we're all in the real estate space. Like people expect us to all be kind of like shysters. Like we have a lot to overcome, like to show people that we actually care about what's going on with them.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is in London. I think you've got something to say on this. I know you're behind the scenes. So for those of you who you don't get to see Lennon very often, but sometimes he has some very salient points that he wants to chime in on. He is the man behind the curtain, the all-powerful Lennon Wilson. You have the floor, my friend.
Well, I just wanted to piggyback on what everybody said, but the fact of, and not because we're on this podcast, but look at what's happening right now because of what we're doing in this collaboration, as Ethan talked about. We are sharing each other's audiences. We're bringing more exposure to each other's mission and vision And that's where it becomes powerful, because we can get on our own social media channel, and it's kind of like your circle of influence, right? How fast, how big does it grow if you never get outside of that circle? It doesn't.
Right.
And so social media, if you collaborate strategically, will allow you to build an audience and get more people to become educated, more informed, served better, whatever it may be. To me, that's how you're serving. It's how you use your platform to improve the human condition of others.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that. And think about it from, okay, Bethany, I think it was you who said, all the scrolling we all are guilty of, and the black holes and the rabbit holes that we fall into as we get into social media, right? There's the aspect of entertainment, right? And there's the aspect of education. And then there's probably the magical zone in between where you combine all that together.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And isn't that where we all kind of want to be? And the entertainment's a broad word, but engaging, entertaining, educational, pointing people to something that's beneficial to them, right?
Yeah, because ultimately they're getting to know you.
I feel like that to me is service media. I don't know.
Well, and there's a lot of noise out there, right? Like to Bethany's point of like, oh, you're scrolling or whatever. There's a lot of information out there, and so when you collaborate and we're as a big group, kind of think tanking stuff, a lot of times I think it'll resonate deeper with people and help them see that not just one person feels that way, because anybody can just stand out there. My mother has a saying, and it's kind of inappropriate, but it's true. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. Yeah. She says it all the time, and it's really true. Right. But like if there's a bunch of us and we're all kind of saying the same thing, but in our own unique way, it's much more powerful, to Lyndon's point, right? To leverage those audiences and show people, because we're in an information overwhelm space right now.
Yeah. I think that shows sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. I think that part of that too, you see in how quickly specifically Frisco's growing, right? I mean, exponentially. I think it gives an opportunity to almost stay small. Like you can follow this group, you can be in, this party and understand. So yes, kind of like to your point, Bethany, you have that like-minded where you can kind of stay small in the sense that you belong to, and exposure, right? I mean, it's like the amount of people that we're running into that, we have this great service for Frisco. And so it's like, yes, we need support, but we also need people to know that if you need help, we are here, right? You can come and access services. So, yeah.
I think that shows the importance of content creation and just the overall, what you do with the page. Because like Brian said earlier, and Bethany, like we doom scroll our social medias, we're constantly on it. It's information overload, but how can we make our content stand out? And how can we make it to where it's not too educational, but it's not too like fun or funny either? Like it's that middle ground where, it's that middle ground where it gets your attention and it's something that's gonna stay on your top of your mind for a long time.
Yeah, we call that infotainment. Information entertainment. Yeah, infotainment.
Ethan, I love that. The opinion or the spotlight on the content piece, right? Because as I'm looking at it through the lens of our guest today, right? So Best Buddies, Frisco Family Services, you guys have specific groups of individuals and families and folks that you are trying to urgently help, right? And what better content to share than actual examples of the successes that you guys have, right? So absolutely, you think about social media, you can go out there and tell people, okay, we do A, B, and C to help D, right? We do this, and this to help this group. But I think that magic comes into when people can see what you guys are doing and whatever it, I'd love to hear if you guys have examples of that, from a social media standpoint, kind of marrying those two together, because it's those stories and it's those examples that really resonate with folks. So if you have any of those that you'd love to share, I'd love to hear it. So I'll kick it over to you guys.
For me,
Tracy.
Which Tracy?
Tracy Churchman. Do you have?
Churchman. Okay, that's me. Yes. Yeah. So on our social media, it's a broad mix. I mean, depending on the platform, of course, of our participants with disabilities, as well as students, teachers, parents, and businesses as well. So it's a really broad range of our audience. And what we do is we try to hit all of those different demographics, right? And so we do things like Mission Mondays, where on Mondays we showcase a post about, what's going on, how we're propelling our mission forward, a particular mission moment that we had where, for that week or whatever throughout. And in Texas, we have 3 regional offices. So we have to split it up between the 3 regional offices. So that's a lot of mission moments that we're able to connect with our audience with. We also do Workplace Wednesdays for our jobs programs to highlight the businesses that we partner with, like Credit Union of Texas, as well as highlighting what our participants are doing with those businesses and how they're working and how that relationship is symbiotic and how that's going. We also do a Did You Know series because people have lots of questions about people with disabilities. And quite frankly, they're afraid to ask. It gets awkward. It gets weird. So we do lots of those types of posts. Like, did you know that 50% of people with Down syndrome have, a heart condition or things like that. So we're just trying to keep all of our different audiences engaged in very unique ways. And it is a challenge, but I think it's also what makes our audience and our social media really unique in that, again, we have this amazing platform to make it accessible to everyone. And I think that's what really propels our social media.
Love that. Tracy Ferguson, do you have any examples that you guys do, if nothing in particular, have you seen anything out there that is really compelling that you're like, man, just for your organization, but I'm going to throw it out to the group too after Tracy answers. Have you guys seen anything that's like super compelling that you've been like, damn, that's awesome, I gotta adopt that?
I think for us, we're working to do a lot more interactive, so a lot more videos, a lot more personal, having that personal touch as opposed to just being words. I think words are something you tend to scroll past. Oh, that was a nice comment, or especially stories, right? When you're telling a story about, somebody or something that you've experienced. And sometimes it's the story we can post, and sometimes it's a story we can tell, right? So for me and for us in a lot of our collaborative situations, like Tracy said, we have competing, right? We have a resale store and there's sales on it and there's promos. And so that's constantly going, right? And then we have our senior programs, and then we have our family programs. Like right now, next week, we're kicking off our summer lunch program through Frisco ISDs for the Title I schools and those kiddos that wouldn't have lunch. So you're going to start seeing a lot of that coming up. So we really try to make it real time. And then also combining and having volunteer opportunities with drive opportunities, and really trying to kind of blend those. And so one of the things that's been kind of feedback we've received a lot lately is really getting our stories out of success of people that have been helped, because sometimes people think, oh, I'm not really in crisis, I can make it this month, right? Or, I'm not really up against the wall. And then they turn around and then they're late and they're facing eviction. And at that point, because of all the regulations within all of the rental policies and so forth, we can't really help them. Like, I can't actually keep you. It's too late. And so really trying to catch it on the forefront of, when you're experiencing it, let's start the conversation. Let's open the door. Let us give you the information that you need, and when the right timing is. And sometimes it's access to the market. I mean, if you guys have been to the grocery store recently, you understand how much savings to have 3, 4, 5, 6 months access to food at no cost. Our market is all client choice. So they hop in, think Trader Joe's. They hop in, they get a trolley, they put their kiddo in it, and they literally go shopping and get the food that their family is going to eat. That's huge. Their kiddos don't know anything different except, hey, we're shopping somewhere different. Found some really cool food, right? So again, we really work to build that dignity and that integrity. And so the only way to get that out is through the stories of people that have been impacted. And so trying to do that and make it real time where it's not just words is one of the things we've really been trying to transition to recently.
Tracy, I think that's a really good point that you made there, because again, that comes from listeners or viewers hearing and seeing other people that were in that place, because people that are in that situation come from a place of shame and embarrassment.
Absolutely.
And they literally don't want to reach out until it's too late because they don't know what to do. And so I think just hearing those stories of people that reached out before it all went downhill, that's a great segment to getting people to reach out sooner.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And then to add on to all of that, I 100% completely agree as far as videos go for content. That's really the personal level. I mean, that's what thrives on all social medias now. It's not some static graphic. There's no motion. There's no sound. There's nothing. You just see a static graphic. Everybody's going to scroll right past that nowadays. Our attention spans have gotten shorter. For instance, one of my clients, it's a volleyball club. We did static graphics, pure salesy. It was nothing but just sign up for this clinic, right? We were able to completely change over to videos with the girls, playing actual volleyball. It was just volleyball game videos. And that did the spark. I mean, that really changed not just Facebook or Instagram, but Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. It changed every single social media. Like Jax was saying, it's great to be on every social media you possibly can. And so to add on to that, Facebook had a different demographic, that's the parents of the girls. So they're looking, that's okay to be a little more salesy on that aspect because they want their daughters to get better, improve at their sport, etc. But for the girls watching, so like Instagram Reels and TikTok, they're excited because they just saw somebody, actually play the game of volleyball. And if it's their actual clip, they're even more excited. They're like, oh my gosh, I want to play for that club, or oh my gosh, that's me, So it's just like the emotional feeling behind the content as well that really gets the story to continue to go. And that's why that strategic move when it came to marketing was really beneficial, from switching to static graphics to, volleyball and actual videos to enhance their profiles.
It makes it real.
Yep.
Yeah, easier to see yourself in that than a little graphic that looks cool.
Definitely.
And everybody would prefer to actually watch themselves than just to see a picture of them hitting the ball. I mean, let's be honest. I would have loved to see myself play hockey all the time on a highlight reel and Instagram and TikTok. That would have been so cool. But yeah.
And by the way, hi Debbie.
Hi Debbie.
Yeah, Debbie chimed in. Hi Debbie, thanks for watching. And I'm gonna piggyback as we go off the break here. Jax, you said opinions are like assholes. Everyone has them, right?
Yep. That's exactly right.
Opinions are also like assholes, and they need to be cleaned. So I just wanted to say that joke. I have no other reason than and we're going to commercial break, so I figured I'd drop it right before commercial.
Nice.
So with that, go to commercial, and we'll do rapid fire on the back end.
Okay.
At the Community Difference Business Development Alliance, powered by the Difference Media LLC, our mission is to empower small business owners by transcending acceptable behaviors and outcomes into exceptional realms. We foster a culture of self-awareness, accountability, and proactive engagement, guiding individuals to recognize and overcome indifference towards transformative actions, habits, behaviors, and processes driving meaningful change. Through strategic networking, impactful content creation, and innovative top-of-mind strategies, we cultivate brand relevance and differentiation, enabling our partners and the Difference community to stand out in crowded markets. With a focus on building authentic connections, amplifying brand presence, and driving sustainable growth, we equip entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence, innovation, and resilience. Together, we aim to be the catalyst for difference makers, propelling them towards their highest potential and leaving a lasting impact on their businesses and communities. That's where our community podcasts come in. These podcasts lie directly at the intersection of innovative business development and community involvement, helping to bridge the gap between small business obscurity often seen in our communities. The community-based podcasts called the Community Difference Series are an integral part of integrating all facets of modern business development into a package of great content, positive impact branding, and top-of-mind presence, thus fulfilling the greater mission we set forth. When we set out to be difference makers, we can learn to make a difference and find the success and impact innately desired by all business owners and entrepreneurs. We are difference makers.
Are you ready? Rapid fire.
All right, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in today. What I do want to do before we get into rapid fire, so rapid fire segment, I'm going to go around the horn. I'm going to throw out a question. We'll go around the horn and answer it. What I did want to do real quick, since we did tie up the bow, great insights, guys, on this month's topic. I have to say this was the best discussion we've had on the topic this month. So what's up, Alan? Thanks for watching, buddy. Good to see you. This was great discussion. So I want to keep not this topic going on this show, but I did want to tease out next month's topic, and that is going to be the cause-based marketing. So cause-based collaboration, and that's collaborative marketing for innovative branding. So that's what we're going to be talking about next month. So when you tune in, we do have a dark week next week. This is a 5-week month, but we will be talking about that come the first week of June. So with that, guys, put on your seatbelts because we're going to do the rapid fire section. I'm going to ask you a question. It could be an easy one, could be a softball, could be a curveball, could be a fastball right at your head. So be careful. First question I'm going to come out of the blocks with, I'll give you softball. Is your bed currently made? Tracy Churchman, yes or no?
Yes, every day.
All right. Winning. Ethan.
Nope.
Gen Z for you, people. All right. Jax.
No, I'm on vacation.
You're
the name is going to handle that one.
You paid to have that made, so yeah, you're good. Bethany.
100%.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tracy Ferguson.
No, my cat was in my bed.
Okay.
How dare you try to make the bed when the cat is owning the bed?
He's so big, he just won't move.
All right, so there's your easy one.
Wait, Brian, what about you? Did you make your bed this morning?
Sorry, yes. Today the answer is yes. It is.
Is that because you knew you were going to ask the question?
Probably.
Well, not necessarily, but that is the advantage I have as the host of the show.
Yes.
So, yes. All right. So we're going to shift to movies real quick here. Normally I would ask you what's your Mount Rushmore of movies, so your top 4. But in this case, we don't have enough time. Give me I don't care what genre it is. It's not necessarily your favorite, but what comes to mind, a movie that you could see 1,000,000 times or have seen 1,000,000 times? Tracy Ferguson, we're going backwards, so you're first.
Ever After.
Okay, love it.
Good one.
Bethany?
16 Candles.
Oh, yeah, good one. Jax?
We Are the Millers.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay.
I can literally use
I love that show.
Batman, there's no drugs in here. You have nothing to worry about. Like literally, I think about that.
Ethan, 16 Candles is something that was made back in the 80s.
Gotcha.
For that time.
You were not even a glimmer in your parents' eyes yet. So give us the Gen Z version of this answer.
I have to go with John Wick 3. I love John Wick.
Okay. All right. Tracy Churchman. I said that. See, I told
It's
you.
all right. It happens like daily. I'm gonna go with any of the Bourne series. I'm a big Jason Bourne fan.
Okay, I like it. So for me, Ace Ventura is a movie I could watch.
Oh, yes.
So,
That detective.
Another good one.
now, related to that question, we're going to piggyback off of it. Give me a line from a movie, and don't necessarily tell me what the movie is. And we may have to circle back and try to figure it out. So favorite line or a line from a movie, a popular movie, whatever that is. So give me your favorite line. Ethan, we're going to start with you.
I don't watch a lot of movies. I'm more of a TV show type of guy or YouTube. So I'm just going to go with the classic, Luke, I am your father.
Okay, we all know that one. Okay.
Yep.
Tracy Churchman?
I'm really bad at rapid fire.
You can pass if you want. We can come back.
I'm going to go with something from National Lampoon Christmas Vacation, The Shitter's Full.
Shitter's Full.
I don't know. Can I say that?
Yeah. Well, you've heard me say this enough times, and Jack, she'll say whatever.
Yeah, I will.
Shitter's Full. Merry Christmas. Shitter's Full. Yeah. All right, Tracy Ferguson.
I'm going to have to go with, what do you want? What do you want?
Good
what
one.
do you want?
Good one.
Okay, help me out. What movie?
The Notebook.
The Notebook. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
That is technically a chick flick, right? So
Right.
I might be off the hook on that one.
They're nice on this one. They're nice.
All right, Bethany.
So following off of Tracy's Churchman's lead, we use this a lot in our family. It's like, Russ, I'm right here, Dad. Because we're always saying that in our family when someone's right behind you and we're calling for them. They're like, I'm right here. I'm right here.
I like it. I like it. Jax?
I honestly don't know. I'm not really a movie quote person,
All right.
unless it just fits the situation, I guess.
All right, I'll give you a quote and you can see if you can name the movie. How about Get Busy Living or Get Busy Dying?
I know that one.
I know that one, but what movie is it from?
That would be, I believe, Shawshank Redemption.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
I don't know if I
That's a
quoted
great
it exactly
movie.
right, but that's the concept of.
I got one
I've
for
watched
you,
that one
Brian.
a lot of times too.
All right, what do you got? What do you got, Lemon?
can't handle the truth.
Yes.
Oh,
That's a
good
good
one.
man.
That one is good.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's one that I've watched enough times where I could recite a lot of that movie. And then I'll throw in. All right, Alan's chiming in. We are the Millers. Yep. Show me the money.
Me the
Good one,
money.
Debbie.
Yeah, that's another one that's really good.
Yeah,
Show
that is a
me
good
the money.
And I think we've used this on the show before, but all righty then.
Yes.
All right. With that, we'll move on to the next question. Let's see. Are you a window seat or an aisle person, Tracy? Tracy Ferguson.
I am a window seat.
Okay. Bethany?
In my head, somewhere in my head, I think I can crawl out the window if I had to.
All right. I like it.
I'm a window seater because I'm hoping I can take a nap on the plane and it's something to kind of lean on. So I don't usually get it because I'm little, so I'm usually right in the middle. But if I ever get it,
thank you. Exactly, Bethany.
Right.
So this is a good one for you, Jack, since you just traveled all the way to Hawaii.
I was going to say, I'm window seat, but my husband always steals it. So
Thank
that
you,
forces
Jax.
me usually into the middle or the aisle. So, but window seat is my preference. I like to see where I'm going.
Yeah.
Nice. Ethan?
I'm an aisle, not because I have to use the bathroom all the time, but because I prefer to be the first one standing on the plane as soon as it lands. I need to grab my luggage.
Please tell me you're not one of those people that like speeds up before people on the plane, though.
No, not unless I have a connecting flight.
Because there's like the rules of that, and people break the plane.
Yeah, they do break the plane rules. So you're correct about
That's
that.
the rule. You don't get in front of the people that are in front of you.
Yep.
That is fighting words if you do that. All right, Tracy Churchman, what do you got?
I'm an aisle seat. I like being able to exit if I need to exit or, use the bathroom 52 times.
Yeah. I used to be a window person, but I am now an aisle person because I'm 6'5" and my legs, I need some place to stretch them out.
Same.
So unless I'm traveling, first class, which is rare, I need an aisle.
You're the emergency aisle section person.
That is 100% correct. So when that's available, I always ask, and oftentimes, like the people at the desk, they're sympathetic. They're like, "Okay, yeah, you can have it."
Yeah.
But okay, that's it, guys. I just looked at our clock, and we literally have about a minute left here. So I want to make sure that we give our guests the opportunity to, tell people who you are, what you do. Again, remind them who you are, what you do, and how to get a hold of you, and most importantly, a website or however to donate to your causes. So I'm going to give it to you guys, the Tracys. Tracy Ferguson, go ahead and go first.
So again, Tracy Frisco Family Services, we serve people in Frisco ISD that are facing a crisis. Could be anything from layoffs, could be divorce, could be any number of situations. Right now, we're seeing seniors that are on a fixed income. Inflation is just aging them out or pushing them out of being able to afford and stay in their home. So if you have a need and you are in that crisis and need some help, reach out. You can go to our website, friscofamilyservices.org. access information. If you want to help, the need is great in Frisco. As we said earlier, Frisco is growing exponentially. We served 4,700 people last year. We provided emergency funding for covering rent, utilities, and so forth to the tune of $1.7 million. Our Preventing Hunger program, we served 686,000 meals last year alone. So the need is great. Involvement, support, join, be a part of our events. We've got 2 major events a year. Come alongside us during our programs. We have seasonal programs that happen all year round. There's always something going on here. Get engaged. Again, friscofamilyservices.org. You can access all the information you need. My name's Tracy Ferguson. General number, my extension's 114. It'll bring you straight to me.
Thank you so much, Tracy. Appreciate that, and appreciate you being on today and sharing. Tracy Churchman, your turn.
All right. Tracy Churchman with Best Buddies North Texas. You can get involved in a number of ways. Right now, currently, we have about 40 plus adults with a disability who are looking for a friend here in North Texas. So that is our immediate call to action. And we're, of course, always looking for allies. Our 2 biggest fundraisers, one of which just happened at the Rough Riders Stadium, our Friendship Walk in the spring. And then we have our Champion of the Year Gala in November 22nd this year. And looking for allies to partner with us, be it through friendship, starting at ages 5 all the way to 99. And we do partner with Frisco ISD. They've pledged to have a school chapter in all 77 of their schools, which has never been done before. So we're going to tackle that. Additionally, we're always looking for people to join our leadership program with or without a disability. And our I'm running out of breath. And our jobs program. So we're looking for allies who, businesses who are looking to employ someone with a disability, or people with a disability who are looking for a job. So it goes both ways, right? And you can go to our website at bestbuddies.org /Texas. And you can see all of our events, our monthly dining with buddies, as well as ways to donate, be it the 2 big fundraising events or a monthly donation as well. So that's us in a nutshell.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Tracy's, for being on the show today. It was a pleasure having you on. Great topic, and for you guys in particular, great insights. Co-hosts, thank you so much again for being on. Jax, thank you for joining us from Hawaii. Super dedicated right there. Bethany, look forward to having you as a co-host next month. With that, guys, have a safe Memorial Day weekend. Have fun this weekend, and we will see you in 2 weeks on this Thursday, 2:30 p.m. Until then, take care all. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching today's show.
The Community Difference Frisco is made possible by Brian Poduska, owner of Real Property Management Focus; Paul Fisher, loan officer with Certainty Home Lending; Debbie Watson with Team Watson Redeemers; Ethan Donovan with Donovan Creative Agency; Jacqueline Crider with PBJ Mortgage; Chance Post with Total Care ER and Total Care Networking; Matt England, Director of Corporate Partnerships, and Andre Coles, head coach of the Frisco Fighters Arena football team. And by Bethany Rowan, Realtor with Rowan Homes. The Community Difference Frisco. Together, we can make the difference.